the storm with your heart. Play the storm with your heart.
I want to talk about the biggest news of it all. I want to talk about Davante Adams. Now, this was inevitable. We all knew that the Jets and Davante Adams, it was bound to happen. But now that we're finally to the conclusion of it, it's finally reality. We can finally react to it. So, Brian, what is your reaction to the news of Davante Adams going to the New York Jets?
If I had a reaction, the reaction would be nasty work. The fact that Aaron Rodgers came into this Jets organization, pretty much took it over Bane style, got the head coach fired, even though he said he had nothing to do with it. Came in pretty much, got to pick his offensive coordinator. Then, all of a sudden, Davante Adams, his old buddy from Green Bay, is on the trade block. Now all of a sudden he's linked immediately to the Jets. And I'm pretty sure once Davante Adams made it known that he wanted to play with his old buddy Aaron Rodgers went up to ownership and was like, "You better trade for this guy. I don't care if we got Gary Wilson, Allen. I don't care. You better trade for my dog." And lo and behold, that's what happened. And it just so happens, all of a sudden, Davante Adams is already in New York when the trade was announced. He's popping up in the background when Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
Listen, this is nasty work. This is what I'm starting to fear. I'm starting to fear that the NFL is going to turn into the NBA with these disgruntled stars wanting to ask out, and then the ownership accommodating them for not upholding their contract.
Mm.
Granted, Davante Adams is on the back end of his career now, so it's not like he's in his prime or anything. But it still sets a bad precedent.
You're
But
absolutely right.
congratulations to the Jets. Your offense just got more dynamic. You could play Gary Wilson in the slot more. And honestly, Gary Wilson, he might be better as a slot because on the outside, he's not very he doesn't really play physical. He's a very twitchy athlete. You can really get some good matchups with him in the slot. So this honestly, Gary Wilson fantasy owners, do not panic. Do not panic. That's all I'll say.
Alan Lazard as your wide receiver 3. That sounds perfect to me. Davante Adams, they finally got themselves a true number 1 receiver. Garrett Wilson, he's been playing good the past 2 weeks, but they finally got a true number 1 that Aaron Rodgers is comfortable with. That Davante Adams, he can sort of put Garrett Wilson, say, hey, like, I can mentor you a little bit. I can show you the ropes. I can show you how Aaron Rodgers wants you to run this route. I want to show you like some of the cadence that Aaron Rodgers that I'm familiar with, like all the little things. Like that's why they brought in Randall Cobb last year, is to teach those guys, even though Aaron Rodgers went down. But now you bring in another former Packer player that played with Aaron Rodgers, an all-pro wide receiver that plays a little similarly to Garrett Wilson. So that's really going to help him a lot. And I just love the move. All these people talking about, Davante Adams is a diva receiver. Man, get out of here. Davante Adams, he's a good dude. He just wants to win, and I like that. And he believes he can do that with the Jets with his man Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully, they can do that. Hopefully, they can get something going. The offense looked a lot better just yesterday against the Bills.
Yep.
It's just the kicking was awful. They couldn't get anything going when it mattered most.
They got to clean up in the red zone. That's the problem. They scored 1 touchdown in the red zone.
Yeah, I can't remember something like that, I guess. But Mike Williams is atrocious, and now they don't have to worry about Mike Williams. They got Garrett Wilson, they have Davante Adams, and they got Alan Lazard. So that's cool. They don't have to worry about that anymore. And hey, you never know. I mean, Marcus Valquez-Scantling just got released from the Bills, I think it is. Pick him up now. He got, his hands are a little questionable, but I mean, he's better than what it looks like Mike Williams right now. So you could also get him. He's a former Packer as well. That could add to the receiving core, get a little depth to the receiving core of the Jets. It's a home run move. I just think that it's unfortunate that the Jets weren't able to win last week. Just imagine they win this past week, and then you add Davante Adams, your number 1 in the division. Like, just the amount of optimism from the fans and from the team itself, it will just really rejuvenate the team, the organization. But now you're playing from a deficit. Now you're down, I think, 2.5 games to the Bills. It's so much going on with that team, man. Hey, it's now or never. You're 2-4. It's time to make a run. You got Davante Adams. You got everything you wanted. You gotta live up to the bill.
Let's see how that hamstring heals up all of a sudden.
Well, it's probably going to heal up now. Well, it's probably healed now. I know that. The way he was smiling on the Pat McAfee video, he looked like he's ready to go. He's ready to lock in. According to reports, they're saying he's playing this Sunday. So, hey, it's been in the works. It's been in the works, all right. And I can't wait to see. I'm going to be rooting for the Jets. I'm rooting for the Steelers' downfall. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I think with this move, I like this move for the Jets because it obviously makes the offense more dynamic. But I can't safely say this puts them over the top simply because they don't have a head coach. Yes, I know they bought the DC up to hit, but it's not the same as like having a full off season with these dudes running the team, managing personalities and stuff. It's just a whole different spiel. And it seems like the way they're operating, it's mostly like offense with offense, defense with defense. Like, the head DC hasn't really gotten a chance to really rally all these guys together. And we in week 7 now, so
yeah.
I mean, they'll definitely they'll win probably 2 more games than they would have if they just would have kept everything the same. But I don't really think this is like a contending roster right now. Just my personal, the O-line is still suspect. If they could clean up the red zone issues, they'd be much better.
The flags too.
Oh my goodness, the penalties last night was outrageous.
Bro,
like, this game should have been over 30 minutes ago.
Hey, bro, the penalty, like, there wasn't really a whole lot of penalties until we got to the fourth quarter. I'm like, yo, the Jets are actually playing very disciplined football for what we've seen them in the past year and a half. But then flag here, flag there. I'm like, damn, like, how many more flags are we going to see? Yeah, they got to clean that up because that was one of the reasons why Robert Saleh got fired is because the team is undisciplined. So they're like, all right, we're going to change the coach. We're going to upgrade. We're going to promote the DC to the head coach now. And then maybe that will just make the players more disciplined and more locked in. No, it didn't. The guys are still holding, pass interference, doing all types of stupid stuff. Kinlaw, like, come on, man. Like, he was committing
He's still in the league?
flag. Yeah, man, he was on the field last night. Like, Javon Kinlaw, like, bruh, he was committing flag after flag. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I think he had a roughing the passer penalty. It was just so much stuff going on where I'm like, this is not a winning team if you keep doing stuff like that. But Davante Adams is going to help out a lot with his offense. I still think Breece Hall, the running game is going to be the same. They're still going to be able to get the running game going. I liked how Breece Hall was running against the Bills because if you remember with Nathaniel Hackett calling plays, he was looking washed out there. He was looking terrible. They was calling him a PPR merchant. Like all he's good is with receptions, and that's about it. But this game, this is the Breece Hall. This is the Breece Hall I remember when I had him in fantasy last year. Like that's the Breece Hall that was breaking tackles, that had that second acceleration. Like he can break loose for like a 20, 30-yard gain. Like that's the Breece Hall I remember. Can catch passes. Like is one of the better pass catchers for a running back. So man, that it was great to see that. But ultimately, comes down to coaching. It comes down to what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Is he washed?
Yeah.
Or is it just he needs another pass catcher? Or remains to be seen. We'll see with the Steelers. Hey, that defense is no slouch now. It's one of the better defenses in the NFL. So we're going to see next week how Aaron Rodgers fares with Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson.
Well, only one thing about Breece had a much better game this week. Only thing I wish on that long touchdown run, I wish he just would have ran through Taylor Rapp. Like, don't even try to do, or either at least cut in earlier so you can outrun him because Taylor Rapp, he ain't catching you. Or just run through him. That little sidestep little thing, yeah, it would have probably worked on Madden, but you supposed to run through that man. But other than that, though, I thought the Jets was going to win on not before the game, but during the game, I was like, oh, the Jets. I forgot these games get real competitive, but as the Jets say, they might pull this off. But then when the game was on the line, Aaron Rodgers threw another interception.
He needs to stop throwing to Mike Williams, man.
Mike Williams, he failed somehow. I don't know how he fell, but he fell. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he ran the wrong
and
route too.
they got him up out of there. Well, he's still on the team, but they're ready to get him up out of there immediately.
Just let me be me.